Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be reviewing this Casio G-Shock GMW-B5000-1ER metal square watch. And so, as always, I'm going to start with the first impressions and general observations. First impressions are that it's a pretty big watch for this style, this square style. I think mostly watches in this style are a little bit smaller and a bit thinner, so it's slightly bigger than most would be. It's got a very kind of shiny metal silvery finish, or stainless steel finish, which you can see it really catches the light. Oh, I should mention I've had this watch for about a year and a half now, so yeah, I've had it for a fair while, and it's still very, very shiny like that. But yeah, obviously when I originally got it, as soon as I took it out of the box, you could see how shiny it was. It's quite, it's kind of between light and heavy. You don't feel it on your wrist kind of that much, but it's not a light watch. You can still feel a little bit of the weight here. Like when you just go like this, you can feel it's got a bit of weight to it, obviously because it's full metal. And I'll demonstrate that it has a lot of kind of function buttons. I'll demonstrate them in the lifestyle and uses section of this review. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the positives of this watch. So, as you can probably see, it's very legible. Like, especially for a negative display, you can see it from most angles. You can read that display. So I find it like I can read it pretty much under any circumstances, any angle. In bright sunlight, I can still kind of make it out. In the dark, it's got this light. You can't see that well here because it's bright, but the light comes on and turns off really nicely actually, so that's a positive in and of itself. And the illumination's good, so obviously if it's very dark then you can do that and use that, and you can set the amount of time that's going to come on for as well. Actually, let me just demonstrate that with let me turn this light down a little bit, and you still can't see it that well, but yeah, anyway, it's pretty good, that light. It's very programmable, so like there's all different functions on it, and like the thing that I find really good is that you can program the date to be in either the US order, where you have the month first and the day afterwards, or you can do it in the British kind of order, which is the other way around, which makes more sense to me as a British person. So yeah, that's pretty useful as well. And you can change various things like the clock from being 24-hour clock to AM PM, that sort of thing. Another plus is the auto sync Bluetooth function, so it links up to your phone with the G-Shock watch app. And then if you change time zones, there's various things you can program through that, but the main thing that I use is if I go fly to another country, when I get off the plane, you just hold the Bluetooth button and it automatically syncs with the phone, and whatever time the phone's changed to, because it changes the mobile network carrier when you move to the new country, so it changes your phone time, and then your watch will automatically just sync to that, so you don't have to think about it. It's really, really easy. No fiddling around trying to set new times or anything like that. It auto detects and changes, so I find that really useful as well. And it also performs an auto time check every few days, and it will give you a little notification on the phone, and then it will adjust the time to the time like perfectly, like kind of radio set time from your phone as well, so it's always perfectly in time pretty much. And so yeah, like all of these the important functions basically work really, really well. And like I say, I'll come on to them in the lifestyle section and show you a few of them. It feels really sturdy. I mean, I feel like this watch is just going to last forever, basically. Like, you feel like you could smash it against things, like walk on it, take it underwater, everything. And it's very, very kind of sturdy in that way. I do find it a bit annoying that they say it's waterproof to however many 20 atmospheres, which could only possibly be a diving function, really. And then it says, don't take it scuba diving. I mean, why would you have a watch, you know, whatever it is, like 200 meters underwater, or even 20 meters underwater if you weren't scuba diving. So I find that a bit cheeky. I actually called their customer service about that to check, and then kind of ended up having a bit of a go at them, because I was like, well, but I know a lot of watch brands do that. I mean, it's just, it seems ridiculous to me. But anyway, the point is, if you go swimming with this, it's not going to break. So, you know, it's probably so shiny it would attract sharks or something anyway if you did go scuba diving with it. So maybe not the best idea anyway. And then the other thing that's really cool about this watch is that it's tough solar. So that's kind of like the G-Shock. It's kind of like the Eco Drive from, what was it, Citizen. So basically it charges off solar and charges off light. So you never really have to worry about the battery. I mean, as long as you're not keeping it in a dark drawer, it's always going to be charged. And I generally kind of like leave it on this little thing here, which is near my light. And so even when I'm not wearing it, it's just constantly getting charged. So that's really cool as well. Like, I think that all of those things combined make it so that this watch has just basically got infinite longevity pretty much. So yeah, loads of positives, and all got good on those fronts. I mean, really, I only mainly, like, pretty much across most categories and stuff, like, I think that this watch is great, and it has just so many positives. So it has one main negative, in my opinion, and that is, so I'm going to put on to demonstrate this. Let me do this. So, and I don't know, my wrist, I think, is about normal size, like, but, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe this watch is made for people with bigger wrists or something. But yeah, so as you can see, I've got it on now, and all great, except, like, the band feels nice and everything, as in, like, the texture of it, and I like the little, you know, G-Shock detail here and everything. But the one thing is that it has excess rubber coming out here. I've got it on quite loose right now, so if I put it tighter, I'll have even more. And I really wish they had something to secure that. I wish they had a second little kind of band on the band here to just hold this down, because that does really get to me. I find it really annoying when, and it's enough so, like, I am actually quite conscious of it a lot of the time. I mean, I could probably put something on there to fix it. I just maybe I'm too lazy to do that. But, you know, it's flapping around and sometimes catching on things, and I just find that really irritating. I don't know why they couldn't have done something about that, to be honest. Or maybe have, like, different options for different sizes or something, because there's only one option as far as I know. And if it wasn't as long, it wouldn't be as much of a problem for me. But yeah, I really don't like having that flapping around. And the thing that I find even crazier about it is that G-Shock's a very established brand, obviously. Well, and Casio's, and they have this, like, fast pop-off function for the band, so you can easily ostensibly change it, right? You know, it's quite easy to take off and stuff. But then they don't really seem to sell any, like, other alternative stock bands, or not that I could see online anyway. So I just find that so weird, because, like, you know, you could swap it out for potentially a smaller one or a fabric one, or, you know, whatever. And they could potentially, like, capitalize on that to actually make more money off it if they wanted to as well. But having looked, it doesn't seem like they really do that. And if you do want an alternative band, there's some kind of vaguely okay looking Amazon sellers, but, you know, I don't really, like, they don't look like fully established stores. And then there's this one guy who sells through eBay called J&K's or J&K's. But he's based in the US, and, like, with shipping and everything in total, it's going to cost like 50 quid or something for me to get, like, a NATO strap or, like, a fabric band or any other type of band from him. So as much as I'd like to, I mean, if there was a shop around me, I would just go and do that now. But and also they have kind of weird, to put one of those bands in from him or one of these other shops, you have to have a kind of, like, converter and all this stuff. It's just so long-winded and hassly, and the converters, I don't think they're official, they're Casio official ones either. I think you have to get them from those shops and stuff. So it just seems like way more hassle than it's worth. So yeah, that's a real, like, I really don't know why they've done that. Like, but anyway, I don't want to detract too much. Like, in general, the watch is pretty good. So it is a gripe, but I'll come on to, like, how much it affects my rating at the end anyway. So moving on to lifestyle. So I'm just going to quickly, like, run you through the functions of this. You've got, this is the, obviously, day, date, and time. And then, is it this one? Yeah, this one. And you've got the world time. I've got that set to Havana because that's where my family are. But obviously you can set that to basically any different city. I think you can cycle through on the watch, but you can also do it on the app, which is probably easier. Alarms. I've never actually used the alarm function, but I think you can set like 5 alarms on this and then they'll kind of like go off. I just use my phone alarm to wake up, so I haven't used it, but it's quite cool anyway. And then you've got a stopwatch, which is cool. It kind of does the little, run through etc. And you've got the real time there as well to keep track of. Just press that, you press that, it resets it. You've got the timer. This is really easy to set. You just hold down on other buttons and then you can set that, and then you kind of cycle through the times. So yeah, that's really useful as well. And then you're back to the first one. So it's, basic functions, but it's everything you need as far as I'm concerned from a watch. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it also does have another function where, I don't know, I haven't really used this, but it's quite cool. You hold down a button, I can't remember which button it is, and it will take a snapshot of your location if it's linked to your phone through Bluetooth at that moment, and it will map it on a map. So you can know exactly kind of like the time and GPS location that you're in when you hold down that button. If you want to take a quick snapshot when you were like hiking or anything like that, and it's pretty much anywhere in the world because it's GPS. So I think that's kind of quite a cool function. I wish I'd made more use of it. I haven't to date, but yeah, it's quite cool. And then there's another function where if you hold down the Bluetooth button, I think that's what you have to do, and it will it's like a Find My Phone. It will make your phone start making a sound and like buzzing. So if you've lost your phone, you still have your watch and you can pretty much always find it, and that's quite cool as well. I don't know if these should be in this section or in the positives. I mean, they're kind of between. I almost forgot, what would a lifestyle section be without a discussion of style? So this watch, I think, pretty much goes with anything. I mean, I use it, like I think I mentioned, for working out a lot, or like anything to do with running, adventure type activities or days out, anything like that, or sports type stuff. But then also it goes right the way through, I can wear it with any type of any type of casual clothes, right the way through to smart. So at work I wear a suit generally, or at least smart casual, and this goes great with all of it. I mean, obviously it has rubber, so some people might not think so, but for me, because of the kind of high shine finish and everything, it actually looks pretty fancy in the right outfit as well. So I think it's incredibly versatile in that sense. You can use it for anything from adventure and sports type activities right through to with a suit or whatever. So in that sense, I don't think there's any concerns about where it might fit in. It will go with any type of kind of wardrobe and stuff, and also still maintain practicality. So moving on to value for money, I think this watch, so it's weird, it's been discontinued as far as I can see on the G-Shock website, but you can still get it from plenty of other places. On the G-Shock website, from what I remember, it was either listed as $350 or $400. I think it was $350, and I think it's still around that from the resellers. I think you can also still get it from the G-Shock store in Carnaby Street, for instance, in the UK, in London, and I'm sure other shops still stock it as well. So yeah, it's about $350 or $400, and I got it on some sort of sale, which had like a 20% off or something. So I think I got it for about $280 or something like that. So at either of those prices, to be honest, even at full price, I think it's a worthwhile purchase. Like it's a pretty cool watch, and it is like between this and my other G-Steel G-Shock, which I will do a review of soon as well. These are the two watches I pretty much wear all the time. This one's lighter than the other one, even though it's not the lightest watch ever, but you feel it a lot less. And so generally, if I'm going running or doing anything active, I tend to wear this one more, especially also because the numbers are so legible. The other one's analog, and because it's a digital watch with numbers legible in this way, if I'm doing anything active that needs like very accurate, quick time reading, I tend to use this one. And running, I basically don't feel it on my wrist, so it's really good for kind of active stuff. So yeah, in terms of like I got sidetracked again because I like this watch so much, but in terms of value for money, yeah, I think it's definitely worthwhile at even the $350 price mark, just because it's so solid and it would definitely will last forever. So in terms of the overall rating, I've been, even as I'm filming this video, I've been thinking, oh, should I give it an 8 or a 9 or 8 or a 9 because of the strap issue. I don't think I can justify giving this watch an 8 because I wear it so much and I like it so much. The strap issue is annoying, I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 because it's definitely a watch that I'd recommend anyone to buy. If you really think that's going to bother you, you can also have a look at the full metal version, which doesn't even have the rubber strap. It has like a silver strap. That looks pretty cool as well. And yeah, so it's definitely a worthwhile purchase. I will give it a 9 out of 10. Anyway, so thanks for watching this video, and please like and subscribe if you found it useful. I will be doing more reviews, so if you have anything in particular, any type of reviews that you enjoy, then let me know. And please, keep watching my videos. Thanks.